your monthly mortgage payment back to the bank is going to be, and you can look how different these numbers are, $790. So each month, that's what you're paying in your mortgage payment. Over here, where we've only put 3% down and we haven't had as much in saving, your mortgage payment is going to be much higher. $1,030.
Which one of those looks better to you guys, left or right?
So each month, you'd rather write that check to the bank. What's the difference in these? It's all because of that PMI that I talked about, which is called the private mortgage insurance, and that's because of the fact that because you didn't put as much money down, you didn't have as much in savings, the lender's going to say you're a riskier person to lend that money to because you didn't have the money to put down, you didn't have the money in savings, so I'm taking a bigger chance on you by loaning you this money, so I'm going to make you pay me an extra amount each month to ensure that you keep paying.
Hey,
Okay.
so real quick, you guys, what about you guys and where you live? Raise your hand if you've lived in the same house your entire life. Okay. Raise your hand if you've lived in your house for like at least 5 years. Okay, just curious to see, like, you know, I know some people, by the time they graduate, their parents have lived there for almost 20, 30 years
Right.
too, and in the sense of paying off a home
Right.
loan. But,
And that's
okay.
very true. I mean, that's a good point. My parents still live in the same house that I lived in when I was your age, which was a long, long time ago. They're still in that house in Cleveland, and guess what? At this point, they've long since paid the bank off all the money that's owed. So right now, if they turn around and want to sell that house and it's worth $150,000, they get that $150,000 back. Whereas when you're renting, you don't have that option. And and it's a comparison. You have to think about where you are in life. And one thing I do want to point out to you, I hope you guys could see from this comparison at least the difference between saving more and putting it down on a house and how much it's going to impact what you're paying each month to the bank and how much it's going to impact over the life of that whole 30-year loan, what's going to happen. Okay, any questions? Because I then want to talk to you a little bit about, it's not to say that renting is bad, because there's a lot of situations where renting is the right thing to be doing or the better thing to be doing.